And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Charlotte Motor Speedway as we get ready for race number 18 of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Mobil1 Cup Series. We're on the heels of what will be the longest race of the season. The Coca-Cola 600 will take place tomorrow night. Be sure to tune in for that, but we still got Mobil1 Cup Series race to run here today, and it's getting really close as far as drivers trying to make their way inside the top 10 in the point stands or get themselves in the wild card picture. So far this season, we've only had two two-time winners in the Mobil1 Cup Series. One of them is the points leader, Sean Galligan. The second one, Drew Austin, is 27th in points. Will we have another driver go to victory lane for the second time this season, or will a first-time winner go to victory lane here in Season 7? We'll find out as Jacob Lawler will start us off on the pole position. Now, Lawler really has had a tough season. He's 33rd in points, a former runner-up in the Mobil1 Cup Series chase for the championship when he just barely lost out to Trent Dunham back, I believe it was in Season 3. Lawler starts on the pole position looking for his first win of the season as well, and he'll start off alongside of a guy that has just been dominating the Mobil1 Cup Series standings for the past few weeks. That's Sean Galligan. Two-time winner this season, comes into this race with a 42-point advantage over Luke Walker, and he starts today on the front row. Wolfgang Mason, our All-Star race winner, he's going to line up on the inside of row number 2. Now, the All-Star race in NASCAR is actually run here at this track. Wolfgang Mason won the All-Star race at our All-Star race weekend track of M&M Super Speedway. So, maybe a little something there that might help Wolfgang go to victory lane. He comes in 19th in points, too. So, he's slowly making his way up through the point standings, trying to make it into the top 10. And another guy that's been on a big run as of late is Henry Nova. He'll start off in 4th place. He's had a lot of good finishes in the past couple of weeks, and he's worked his way up to the 26th position in points. Keep an eye on him. He could maybe work his way up a few more positions in points with a good run here tonight. And then, rounding out the top 5 is Cinco de Mayo, the number 5 machine of Charles Jackson, former winner this season back, I believe it was at Darlington. And he is going to be coming into this race 28th in the point stands. Really needs a good run here today. And then we'll just quickly talk about the top 6 because Cassandra Renzi, the rookie points leader, is starting up here at the front. So you got the points leader starting up at the front and the rookie points leader starting up at the front. Renzi comes into this race 4th overall and is, as I said, the rookie points leader. She has a 41 point advantage over second in points, Madison Sieber, as far as the rookie standings go. So, let's get these cars rolling off, and they'll complete a couple laps. While they complete these couple of laps, we'll get them under green. Hold on one second. I always forget to turn up the volume here after I'm done racing online. There we go. Now you're able to hear the engines of these 42 machines. The points coming into this race are actually, as I said, quite close, but not as far as the top two in the points. Sean Galligan's the points leader, as I said, by 42 points over Luke Walker, and then Luke Walker has a 29-point advantage over Zach Rogers. So you could just imagine there, you take 42 and 29, you got a 71-point advantage that Sean Galligan has between himself and 3rd place. 3rd place is Zach Rogers. Cassandra Renzi is 4th. Austin LaPlante, who's rolling off from 7th today, he's 5th in points. James Quall is 6th. Joshua Collins 7th. 8th is Dylan Schwallenberg. James Silverfox is 9th. And Cody Lamas is currently in the 10th position in the point stands. Drivers on the outside looking in. Bob Jones, he's only 4 points out of 10th place. He's 11th in points. Joshua Michaels is only 6 points out of 10th. He's 12th in points. Then you got Madison Sieber, Chris Washer, and Kyle Corbett, who are 14, 15, and 18 points out of the 10th position in the stands. But here we go, getting ready to turn them loose. 40 laps of racing here tonight at Charlotte, and we are underway here in the Coke Vanilla 400. Jacob Lawler, Wolfgang Mason timed that jump perfectly. Galligan appeared to not have, and Wolfgang immediately going to the bottom of the racetrack. He's looking for the lead, coming out of 2. Wolfgang Mason went to victory lane this season, but it was in a non-points event. It obviously gets him into next season's All-Star race, but it's not going to get him into the chase for the championship. As Wolkoff trouble back there, and Daniel Daysman spun. He made contact with one of the Hellman's cars. I couldn't tell if it was Ian Dutta or George Roque, but the caution flag is waving for the first time here today. I don't know if they crossed the stripe before or after that caution flag came out. Apparently it was before. Oh, Henry Nova has spun there on the back straightaway, right in front of Harrison Langford and James Silverfox. And right in front of the pace car. Nice job, pace car, to avoid the spinning 32. But the caution flag is out. Mason Wood has been collected in whatever it was. I know that Kyle Matthews was involved too. I saw him get together with one of the Hellman's cars, which I'm assuming is Ian Dutta, because Dutta's running back here, and we know that Daniel Day was in trouble. There's another car smoking up ahead here. Oh, that's Joshua Michaels, Harrison Langford, Daniel Day, Dylan Poteet. Also a lot of damage on his machine. And it looks like some driver's going to gamble and come down pit road early. Wolfgang Mason is not amongst them, though. LaPlante's not coming, but Lawler, Galligan, Jackson, Silverfox, Langford, Renzi, Dunham, Sieber, Ralph Mason, Kyle Corbett, Joshua Collier, and Jake Rogers. They were all on pit road. Gas and go for the 64. He's gone. That was a very quick gas and go for Sean Galligan. Lawler comes out second, then Jackson, Langford, and Silverfox. So all these drivers coming down just to top off the fuel tank. And here come a couple others. Jessica Shelton, James Qualls, Dylan Schwallenberg. There's the smoking machine of Charles Sanford. His day is probably over. Andy Timmons pulls into his pit stall. Mason Wood, we know, is smoking. He's probably out. Yeah, he's retired. Joshua Michaels is now retired. Oh, contact there between Daniel Day and Ian Dutta as they pulled into their pit stall. Don't know what that's all about. But caution flag's out. Some drivers pitting one lap ago, then other drivers pitting on this lap. McCrory, Henley, Jones, Austin, Zach Campbell. They all came down pit road as well on this lap. But Wolfgang Mason decides not to. He's the leader under the yellow. Let's take a look at a replay of what happened. And it was George Roque, the 7 car, was the other Hellman's car that I saw. I didn't know which one it was at first, but right there, Kyle Matthews gets the wall. Then he comes down, makes contact with Roque. Roque then comes down, turns the 22 in the right rear. Wow, Jessica Shelton does a nice job getting through there. So does Schwallenberg. And then there's where they start piling up. Mason Wood, Charles Sanford, they're going to get together further up ahead. Andy Timmons is collected. Poteet, Ian Dutta. James McLeod gets spun around, but I don't really think he got a lot of damage. Henley got a piece of the Ian Dutta machine, though. There's Sanford. He and Mason Wood went up into the safer barrier together. I don't know exactly where the initial contact was there. And then, oh, Drew Austin's going to turn the 51 around again. Is there trouble up ahead here? No, apparently not. Let's take a look here at the hit with Sanford and Mason Wood, because that was pretty hard lick for both those drivers. Sanford was going down to avoid the 7 of George Roque. And the 24 of Mason Wood was already there. And, oh, man, look at that. The 24 gets airborne with the impact into that safer barrier. And look at the orange car on the outside line there. Chris Washer sneaking his way around the high side of all of this. Nice job by the hefty Toyota Camry. And there's Poteet. He's got quite a bit of damage on his machine. Lyndon Wright appeared to have gotten through it okay. And I'm not certain how much damage Zach Rogers, 3rd in points, got, because there he is, the Hunt Brothers Pizza Camaro. I don't know if he really got collected or not. And Bob Jones, as we mentioned, he's back there too. So that's what brought out the caution. And then we also had a spin here. Let's quickly look at the spin of Henry Nova. Yeah, he may have... Was that his teammate that turned him? Well, I don't think he really turned him. They were 3 wide here with Langford, Silverfox, and Nova, and I think maybe the 60 and the 34 made enough contact to both of them slide up the hill, and Nova was just there. Yeah, I don't think the 34 intentionally meant to turn its teammate there. I think that was just a fact of drivers trying to whoa up so they could get their spots in line. The fortunate thing for Henry Nova, though, is that it was on the back straightaway and not in a turn, so he was able to hang on to the thing and drive away without hitting the wall. And, oh, pace car, you don't know how lucky a son of a gun you are. Yikes. Pace car nearly was wrecked. We nearly had to bring out the backup pace car if we even have one, as Henry Nova spun right in front of the pace car. So even the pace car gets to see some action here today. But the caution flag is out. Let's head back now for the restart. So we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Drivers that made pit stops will be restarting from, I believe it's the 9th position on back. So that means that 8 drivers did not come down pit road under this caution flag. Wolfgang Mason's one of them. He's the leader. Austin LaPlante second. Henry Nova, who spun around the back straightaway, he's third. His teammate Dylan Young is in fourth. Levi McIntyre is in fifth. Sixth is Cody Lamas. Jake Cole is in seventh. And Luke Walker is in 8th position. And look who's right behind him. Sean Galligan. Those two, as we know, they've had that whole battle for the points lead going on. Seems like now Galligan's gotten the better of Walker, but Walker's still trying every strategy he can to stay ahead of the 64. 10th place could be the pole sitter, Jacob Lawler. Then it's Charles Jackson 11th, 12th Harrison Langford. Silver Fox is 13th, Renzi in 14th, so all 4 of the Turner Scott cars are running inside the top 15 right now. Kyle Corbett's in 15th, Sieber is in 16th, 17th Joshua Collard. Jake Rogers 18th, Trent Dunham 19th, and completing the top 20 is going to be Ralph Mason. So we'll jump up here to his brother Wolfgang leading the way here. Drivers that have retired after the incidents that you just saw take place, 3 of them to be exact. Mason Wood, Charles Sanford, and Joshua Michaels. Man, I'll tell you, that 12 team has been having a tough couple of weeks. Michaels was up inside the top 5 in points for a while. He's now 12th in points coming into this race, and now he DNFs in yet another event. He's going to drop through the standings even further after today's race. Green flag back out, though. Only 6 laps of our 40 scheduled laps completed. Let's see if these guys can get into a bit of a green flag run here now. I mean, it's a single file restart. We've had our first caution. All the EBGBs and all the excitement hopefully gone. And we'll get some good green flag laps in. Right now, Wolfgang Mason trying to hold off the defending champ, Austin LaPlante. LaPlante has been able to work his way up after his win last week at Daytona to the 5th position in points. He is looking to be a back-to-back Mobil1 Cup Series champ, and right now, looking pretty doggone strong as he's looking maybe for back-to-back wins in 2 weeks. Dylan Young coming out of the inside line. That's a driver who's really needed a good run in the past few weeks is Dylan Young. He's currently 18th in the point standings, hasn't been to victory lane since the season opener at Daytona. And his chances of making the chase just continue to look dimmer and dimmer as each week goes by. Nice to see him having a good run up here, and he's got his teammate right back there with him, Henry Nova, in the 32. I think you can also put into that same category this driver, the 99 of Levi McIntyre. He was up there actually battling for the points lead at one time. And bad luck week after week has just dropped him down through the standings. He's currently 16th in points. I think he's now back on the rebound of trying to get back up there. Caution flag's out, by the way. But this is a good run here for McIntyre, and a couple other former winners right behind him there. Jake Cole was inside, and Cody Lamas right behind him in the 77. But caution flag's out. I see some more smoke. And this time it's Joshua Collard, 7th in the point standings. First time that we've seen Joshua Collard in a long time have problems. But the number 9 machine is in trouble. Had a great run last week with his teammate Lyndon Wright at Daytona. But that car looks like it is very well done for the day. And he appears to be the only driver in trouble under this caution flag. So that's a tough break for Collard. 7th in points, as I said. He came in top 10 in points. I don't think he's been outside the top 10 in points for pretty much a majority of this season. And Austin LaPlante's going to come down pit road. Wolfgang Mason again decides to stay out, along with a couple of other drivers. Dylan Young's coming, though. So is Henry Nova and Jake Cole and Luke Walker. And then everybody else that decided to come down and pit last time, they're coming down again. So it's going to be another gas and go stop for these drivers. Are any of them going to actually take rubber? LaPlante's actually going to take tires. See about any of these drivers that had come down pit road before, such as Galligan and company. Yeah, Silver Fox is taking tires. Galligan's taking tires. Jake Rogers' service is complete. He's down and away. So too is Jake Cole. Oh, James Silver Fox. Fast pit stop for that team. Man, he's down and away already. Just in front of his teammate, Dylan Young. But Austin LaPlante comes off pit road as the leader. But it's still going to be Wolfgang Mason again, the leader under the caution flag. He, Levi McIntyre, and Cody Lamas, I believe, those 3 have not been to pit road yet this race. So they're trying to see how far they can stretch it. Let's see what happened now to Joshua Collard to put us under the caution for the second time here today at Charlotte. This was just at the tail end of the top 20. Charles Jackson's going to be the one to get really, really high. He gets into Joshua Collard, then clips Tanner Sullivan and spins into Chris Washer. Oh, and then Collard comes up, and he gets clipped. I think that was by Ian Dutta, and he gets nailed into the wall hard. That was a head-on collision to the safer barrier. Washer going to spin right in front of Jessica Shelton. Look out. There's Sean Henley and Zach Campbell driving really hard into that incident, just trying to pick up the spots they can, and they almost ran into it. Was that Ian Dutta or was that George Roque? Yeah, that was Ian Dutta that got into the 9, turned him up into the safer barrier. And that is a hard impact for the 9 machine, not only in this race, but also in the point standings. As I said, this could drop him outside of the top 10 in points, which he certainly doesn't want to do. He comes into this race only 4 points ahead of 10th in the standings. So he's in a very precarious position, and this is certainly not what he needed. So tough break for the driver of the number 9 DeWalt Ford out of RPM. Let's jump back now for the restart as Joshua Collard is our second caution of the day. It's a tough break, too, for Chris Washer. We know that Collard was trying to stay inside the top 10 in points. Washer was trying to move himself into the top 10 in points. He's 14th in the standings. And with the hard luck we saw Joshua Michaels have already, he had a good opportunity, but he's got a damaged race car now and may not be in the running for the win here today. Right now, though, 3 drivers have yet to come down to the attention of their crews. They have been able to make it these 12 laps on 1 tank of fuel so far, and the tires that they started this race with. They're Wolfgang Mason, Levi McIntyre, and Cody Lamas. As a result, they are the top 3. Jacob Lawler is in 4th. Trent Dunham's now up to 5th. 6th is Dylan Schwalenberg. Austin LaPlante is in 7th. 8th is James Silverfox. 9th is Dylan Young. Jake Rogers completes the top 10. Then you got Henry Nova, Luke Walker, Jake Cole, Sean Gallagher, and Madison Siever. That's the top 15. James Qualls, Kyle Corbett, Cassandra Renzi, Harrison Langford, and Ralph Mason. That's the top 20. 21st, Lyndon Wright. 22nd, Andy Timmons. Jessica Shelton runs 23rd. 24th, Drew Austin. James McLeod is up to 25th. 26th is Bob Jones. There's Chris Washer in 27th. 28th, Anthony McCurry. Zach Rogers, 29th. And 30th is Sean Henley. Then you got Dylan Poteet in 31st. 32nd, George Roque. 33rd, Zach Campbell. 34th is Daniel Day. Tanner Sullivan runs in 35th. Charles Jackson now back in 36th after he hit the wall. Kyle Matthews is in 37th, and Ian Dutta is in 38th place. Drivers out of the race now after all that's happened are Joshua Collard. He joins Mason Wood, Charles Samper, and Joshua Michaels in the garage area. Nearing the halfway point, but still got a ways to go before we get there, though. Lap 13 of 40 goes on the board, and Wolfgang Mason gets us back underway. It's going to be an interesting thing to see just exactly when the 82, 77, and 99 have to pit, because they've been able, as I said, to run since the drop of the green flag to start this race on that 1 tank of fuel. Are they going to have to make a green flag pit stop, or are they going to pit under the next caution? That's going to be the big question. And it may end up giving us a little bit of an idea of how big the fuel window is, too, based on tomorrow's race, the Coke 600, longest race of the season. If we get into long green flag runs there, we'll at least have a general idea of how far these drivers can go on 1 tank of fuel. And am I mistaken, or is the caution out again? Yes, it is. Caution is going to wait for the 3rd time today. Boy, we've been no short on cautions, that's for sure. As Wolfgang Mason's going to lead him again under yet another yellow flag. Whoa, someone got the wall back there. Might have been Dylan Young. Caution flag is waving. Looks like somebody else spun on the front straightaway again. See if we can find out who it was. Oh, it could have very well been the defending Rookie of the Year of this series, Bob Jones. Andy Timmons is back here, so is Kyle Matthews. Don't know if they had anything to do with it. But the caution flag is out again. Let's stick around for a minute, though, see if Wolfgang Mason, Cody Lamas, and Levi McIntyre will come down pit road this time. 2 times we've had a caution. 2 times these drivers have not come down to pit road for anything. Let's see if they do it this time. Looks like they may actually be indicating they're coming to pit road this time. And indeed they are. Is anyone going to roll the dice and stay out this time? Let's see. Everybody's seeming to want to come down. Oh, Dylan Young. He's going to roll the dice. He'll stay out. Luke Walker will stay out as well. Galligan's out. Nova stays out. LaPlante will stay out. So too will Corbett, Lyndon Wright. And so will Harrison Langford. And I believe that's Drew Austin, the 54, who also decided to stay out. A couple others staying out there as well. I can't see who they are. But Wolfgang Mason and several others making pit stops now for Mason, Lamas, and McIntyre. It's their first pit stops of the day. Let's jump back now. Look at a replay of what happened. Puts under the yellow for the 3rd time here today at Charlotte. 2-car incident here out of turn number 4. Andy Timmons going to get the wall. He comes down to Bob Jones. The fortunate thing here was that it was near the rear of the field, so everybody did a good job getting by, and we got away with just a 2-car spin there. You're going to see a couple other drivers coming into view, but they're able to split the spun out 38 and 25. There goes Ian Dutta on by, and George Roque, Dylan Poteet, Jackson Campbell, and Tanner Sullivan takes the high road. Ooh, look out, Daniel Day. Got to be careful there as the 38 was trying to turn himself back around. So Andy Timmons, our winner at the Milwaukee Mile, and Bob Jones, 11th in standings, both involved here, bringing out our third yellow flag right underneath the flagman's nose. Let's go back now for the restart. Green flag getting ready to come back out again. We are finally going to hit the halfway point, I believe, whether the caution comes out or not. So Dylan Young is the current leader right now, trying to pick up his second win of the season since his first win at Daytona. Luke Walker is in second, still remaining one position ahead of Galligan, but Galligan's not letting that 2-car out of his sight. Henry Nova's in fourth, and fifth place is LaPlante, then it's Corbett, Wright, Langford, Drew Austin, and how about James McLeod? Been involved in the first 2 incidents. Not really involved, but he's gotten pieces of it, but still able to continue having a good run right now inside the top 10. A lot of these drivers going to be taking part in that Coca-Cola 600 tomorrow night, trying to get well-needed experience here. Green flag back out. Number of them up here at the front. Dylan Young, Galligan, LaPlante, Corbett, Harrison Langford, Drew Austin, Anthony McCurry, James McLeod. Is anybody else back there that I missed? Not as far as the front runners there. How about Charles Jackson? I think he stayed out there under that last caution, but remember we saw him get the wall? He's up here now in the 14th position, and apparently getting the wall didn't hurt his car too much. You can see his rear deck lid is completely pushed in. You'd think that would cause some kind of tire rub with the rear tires, but apparently not. And he's having a pretty good run right now. Now he's having James Silverfox running him down. And we talked about Luke Walker and Sean Galligan having good runs right now. Well, how about Zach Rogers? What a great run he's having there for that 33 team. Third in points. He's up there trying to get inside the top 10 now, trying to move underneath of James McLeod, and an excellent run for that 33. And also we could talk about Anthony McCurry right there behind him. McCurry is 17th in the point standings. He's really doing a good job as far as consistency in the last couple of weeks. We could see an Audi in the chase for the championship for the first time in Mobil Cup Series history if Anthony McCurry keeps up these good finishes. There's Drew Austin, 2-time winner this season, along with Sean Galligan. He hasn't been to Victory Lane for a while. He'd love to go back to Victory Lane again. Right now, running up there inside the top 10. Keep an eye on him, as he's right now working there with Austin LaPlante. Now, we know that one of the RPM cars had trouble here today of Joshua Collard, but both the 43 and 9 had exceptional finishes last week at Daytona. And right now, Lyndon Wright riding that momentum, having a good run here today as he's 3 wide for third place with Kyle Corbett and Henry Nova. Whoa, that's a little closer than you'd like to have it. Oh, boy. Nova going to back out. He does get the wall, though. I thought the 32 was running a little wide in that corner, and I thought we might have a caution flag, but they were able to settle it out. You just don't seem to be able to put a fire on this guy, Sean Galligan. I mean, he has just been dominating here in the Mobil Cup Series. He's a former Mobil Cup Series champ, won the championship back in Season 5, and he's won multiple races as well. As a matter of fact, I looked back through the history book. Sean Galligan is the most winningest driver in Mobil Cup Series history. Second place in that is James Silverfox. But after Sean Galligan's second win of the season a couple of weeks ago at Rockingham, UK, he now has 3 more wins than James Silverfox does. Right now, it is all Sean Galligan here this season, and if Galligan keeps this up, I think we could safely say that maybe even 5 races before the chase, Sean Galligan may have himself a spot already locked up in this season's chase for the championship. Right now, though, it's all going on behind Dylan Young, who's about to catch up to the slower machine of Kyle Matthews. This could be trouble. Can he get around him? Oh, boy. He's holding him up, is Kyle. Kyle, you got to move out of the way here. We had trouble with a lap car in our Mobil Cup Series event, too. It was Austin LaPlante at the time, and oh, boy. Dylan Young, Sean Galligan, Henry Nova, they're all getting held up on the high side. And that's going to move the lead over. Oh, look at Galligan. He says, no, sir, I'm not sticking here. He goes to the middle groove. Almost took out Drew Austin and James Silverfox in the process. And Dylan Young is just having to ride behind that 89, losing positions. Oh my goodness, Dylan Young's not going to be happy with Kyle Matthews, I don't think. Oh my goodness, more drivers going by him. Austin the Plant now getting caught up on the high side there. He at least had the decency in the Truck Series race to move out of the way of everybody. Kyle Matthews apparently does not seem to want to extend that same courtesy here today. He could move up another groove because the 89, but he's not doing it. And that's going to cycle the lead over to the 42 of Kyle Corbett. Corbett has not been to victory lane this season. He did win the Mobil Open during the All-Star race, but that was a non-points event. He'd love to go to victory lane here tonight. Lyndon Wright right behind him, Zach Rogers, and now Anthony McCrory's up there in the 4th position. This all a result of that slower machine of Kyle Matthews holding up the leaders. 5th place now Drew Austin. Silver Fox back in 7th with Galligan in 8th. Or, I'm sorry, no, make that 6th and 7th for Silver Fox and Galligan. 8th McIntyre. 9th place now is Jacob Lawler. And how about Dylan Schwallenberg back here having a good run as he's trying to run down James McLeod for 10th place. There's teammates Cassandra Renzi, the rookie points leader, and Henry Nova, and Trent Dunham all of a sudden up here too. And do my eyes deceive me, or is that Ian Dutta? That is Ian Dutta. He's in the 15th position right now, and he's been involved in at least 2 of the caution flags that have happened today. Still up to speed and still running good. Wow. Back up front, though. Got a battle going on here for 4th. Anthony McCurry has been run down by Drew Austin, James Silverfox, and Sean Galligan. They're going to try and get themselves up here into the top 4. Another slower car up ahead. Not again. This time it's Daniel Day. They're mostly single file, though, so they should be able to get around this 22 car, I hope. McCurry now trying to go underneath. He completes the pass. Austin gets by. Silver Fox gets by. Galligan about to get by. Is there anywhere that's going to be a trouble spot here? Uh-oh, James McLeod. I would get out of there if I were you. Got a slower car up ahead of Daniel Day that these drivers are trying to get around. Looks like everybody may get around him okay. They can just space themselves out. Battle for the lead. Zach Rogers, 3rd in points, looking for his 2nd win of the season. Zach ended up going to victory lane. Where was it? I'm trying to remember where his win came. And for some reason, it's not coming to me. But wait a minute. Pit stops? Yes, pit stops. And oh, it just slowed everybody down there. Zach Rogers, I think he was going to try to come to pit road. And he couldn't. Oh, they're all backing up. They're 4 wide on the front straightaway. Guys, what are you doing? Some drivers just peeled off to make pit stops. One of them, I think, was Anthony McCurry. Not certain who the other one was, but it cycles the lead over now to James Silverfox. But that was crazy. They were 4 wide, 2 rows deep on the front straightaway. Silverfox coming to pit road? No. McIntyre's not coming, but Zach Rogers is. Caution! Oh, look out! Henley has spun it! Henley has spun! Tanner Sullivan's involved. Is the caution out? Yes, it is. We've seen this in the truck race. These guys got to get these pit stops done quick. Galligan, the points leader, is one of those drivers. 3rd in points, Zach Rogers. Dylan Young, Henry Nova, Drew Austin, 2-time winner, and I believe that's Ian Dutta right behind the Rogers machine. Charles Jackson on pit road. These guys got to hurry, and it looks like James Silverfox is going to bypass him on pit road. This could be trouble for those guys that just pitted. As Sean Henley and Bob Jones, I believe, were the 2 that got together. That, I think, was a result of drivers, again, having trouble getting onto pit road. Caution flag will wave for the 4th time here today with only a handful of laps remaining in this event. I think Jackson got caught a lap down. I think the points leader, Sean Galligan, may have caught a lap down. I don't know. It's all going to depend here on whether Silverfox is going to come down pit road under this caution. Whoa, he nearly got wrecked there by Charles Jackson. Is the 34 going to come to pit road, this time under caution? It doesn't appear so. Jessica Shelton is coming, though. There's Tanner Sullivan. We know he got a big chunk of what happened. He's probably done for the evening. But the caution flag is waving. There's going to be 6 to go when they hit the stripe. Let's look back at a replay of what happened. And this one involves Sean Henley in the 69 right there. I think he was trying to come to pit road. Wolfgang Mason wasn't, and I don't think Henley got himself in a good enough position to be able to get himself to pit road. He should have pulled it way down towards the apron, and he didn't. Oh, and then there's Tanner Sullivan. Nowhere for him to go. Bob Jones in the 38 actually did get through it. I thought he was involved, but apparently he wasn't. And it looks like we had a 2-car incident only here out of turn 4. I think you got to put mostly the blame of that on the Sean Henley machine, because Henley should have really gotten his car down closer to the apron rather than running a groove higher if he was actually coming to pit road, because Wolfgang Mason had no idea 69 was going to come down to pit road that lap. But that is what put us under the caution flag, and Henley comes away with some damage, and Tanner Sullivan, there's his machine, all crunched up. Tough break there for the 20. He was just basically trying to survive this race. He'd been involved in the previous incident as well. And it could also be a tough break for these guys that are on pit road at this particular moment. I think LaPlante got off before Silver Fox came around, but there is Galligan, there's Nova, there's Dylan Young, Austin, Dutta, and Rogers are back there as well. And I think Charles Jackson was also caught on pit road. So those guys may end up getting caught a lap down if something doesn't happen here under this, what could be our final caution segment. Let's head back now for the restart, see who will be the leader. Getting ready for what's going to be a 3-lap shootout to finish out today's event. James Silver Fox is the leader, and the reason with him being the leader is going to be bad news for a number of drivers who were caught on pit road when that caution flag came out. We have a total of 21 cars still on the lead lap, a number of drivers including Zach Rogers, Ian Dutta, Lyndon Wright, Drew Austin, Sean Galligan, Henry Nova, Dylan Young, James McLeod, Anthony McCrory, Austin LaPlante, Kyle Corbett, George Roque, Luke Walker, Kyle Matthews, Charles Jackson, and there was another car, Daniel Day. They are all 1 lap down to the leaders now. After they were making pit stops there, they went a lap down. They were hoping that the green flag pit stops would cycle them back around, and that caution flag just really blew everything up and out of proportion. So there are only 21 drivers on the lead lap for the finish of this race. And the top 3 in points are not on the lead lap. As a matter of fact, I believe, yeah, the top 3, all 1 lap down. Top 5 as we go back to green flag racing. James Silverfox, Levi McIntyre, Dylan Schwallenberg is now in 3rd. 4th is Jacob Lawler, and Cassandra Renzi is now up to 5th. Top 10 are Trent Dunham, Cody Lamas, Zach Campbell, Ralph Mason, and Wolfgang Mason as the green flag is back out here at Charlotte. 3-lap shootout. Let's see if these drivers can make it the rest of the way on fuel. James Silverfox didn't seem to feel the need to come down pit road. He'd love to pick up his 2nd win of the season. His first win came at Pukekohe. He'd love to win here at Charlotte. He's 9th in points. It could help solidify him a spot inside the top 10. Right now, though, Toyota's working together there. 2nd and 3rd, Levi McIntyre and Dylan Schwallenberg, and they're coming to pit road. They couldn't make it. Who's the leader? Well, these drivers, I think, are now on the tail end of the lead lap. Who's the leader? Trying to find the leader here. Well, that's not going to help me find the leader. There's the leader, Jessica Shelton. Remember, she pitted there under that last caution. And she's got Harrison Langford to her inside. This is the battle for the lead here between the 3 and the 60. I think Jake Rogers is currently in 3rd. 4th place, if I'm not mistaken, is Bob Jones. White flag in the air this time, side by side still between Harrison Langford, the rookie, and Jessica Shelton in the 3. But Langford may have the advantage here coming out of this corner. Look out, cars coming up pit road. Langford clears the Coors Light Chevrolet. Harrison Langford is now the leader, and I think he can make it the rest of the way on fuel because he pitted the same time Shelton did. Does Shelton have anything for Harrison Langford here in turns 3 and 4? Coming through turn 3, the 3-car trying to run down the 60, but out of turn 4. Pit strategy, fuel strategy, going to give Harrison Langford his first Mobil Cup Series win of his career. Harrison Langford wins the Coke Vanilla 400 here at Charlotte. And it looked like we didn't really get to go back and look at this battle real early when it happened due to the fact of not knowing that James Silverfox and those others were going to pit. But I think Harrison Langford used those machines ahead of them on that restart as a pick to get underneath Jessica Shelton and take this victory. What a win there for that 60 team. Comes in 40th in the point standings, by the way. Can't tell me they're not trying to get a wild card spot. Man, what a great run for Harrison Langford. What a good run, actually, for Jessica Shelton, too. 37th in points. Man, I'll bet she wanted this win bad, but she just couldn't quite hold off the advances of the Fastenal Ford Mustang. And this was certainly a pit strategy race, to say the least. Good heavens. Take a look at the top 10 if we can. Harrison Langford, he's going to be in the lead with the win. Second place was Jessica Shelton. Jake Rogers, nice run for him. He ran at the back of the pack for a majority of this race. He'll get third. How about Chris Washer? Spun out there that one time, and he's going to get a fourth place finish. Jake Cole in fifth. Great run from Madison Sieber in sixth. Seventh place was Bob Jones. Andy Timmons, who we saw hit the wall, he gets eighth. Ninth place, Zach Rogers. He was the first car one lap down, remember. They cycled back around to get inside, or to get back on the lead lap, and he'll finish in ninth place. Will Zach and Sean Galligan, another miraculous top 10 finish for the points leader. I don't know how he does it. Just things seem to always work out for Galligan that way. But nice run for Zach Rogers, too. Well-needed run. And take a look at this, too. How about Michael Norman Motorsports? The last time all three of their drivers finished inside the top 10 was when Andy Timmons went to victory lane at the Milwaukee Mile back at weekend number 4. Here you got the 3-car finishing second, the 1-car finishing 6th, and the 25 finishing 8th. So Michael Norman Motorsports, all three of their machines finish here tonight inside the top 10. What a great run for that team as a whole. Let's see where the rest of the top 10 and finish this race. Let's see. Trying to find Austin LaPlante. There he is. 19th is where he'll finish the race. He was 5th in points. You got Luke Walker, 2nd in points. He'll finish in 20th place. James Silverfox, after having to pit there with only a few laps to go, he'll finish 24th. Dylan Schwallenberg, 8th in points. He's 27th. Cassandra Renzi, the rookie points leader, was 4th in points coming into this race. 29th place finish here today. James Qualls, we really didn't talk about the 15 hardly at all today, but he'll finish in 31st. Cody Lamas in that critical 10th spot in points. He's 34th after this evening's race. That's not exactly the best of finishes for him. And then, of course, we talked about Joshua Collard retiring from this race in the 39th position, and he came into this race in 7th in the point standings. So some drivers had good runs, some drivers didn't, and I'll tell you what, I think Sean Galligan is going to continue to build his points lead yet again. I mean, he had a 79-point advantage over Zach Rogers coming into this race, and finishing right behind him in this event, that'd be 78 points now he'd have over Zach Rogers. Heaven knows how much he'd have now over Luke Walker, Cassandra Renzi, and Austin LaPlante. But man, Sean Galligan is a man on a mission. He was trying to be maybe one of the most dominant drivers we've ever seen in a series. But Harrison Langford, though, is going to be the one to go to victory lane tonight. Harrison Langford, his first victory of his Mobil1 Cup Series career, and it's actually his third career NSRA victory, as he has 2 wins in his rookie season this season over in Snickers Cup. So he's having quite a season right now, and he could be looking to maybe make a wild card spot appearance in this season's chase for the championship. I hope you guys enjoyed today's race here at Charlotte. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become a part of the crew today. Hope you guys are ready for a long one for our next race. It's going to be the Coke 600, the longest race of the season, where we'll be having 60 laps here at Charlotte in the Snickers Cup Series event. Hope you'll tune in for that. Here comes your official finishing results, overall point stands, rookie points, heading into next week's event, which is going to be, I believe, I did know where we were going, and now it's escaping my memory. Doggone it. But anyway, I'll probably let you guys know in the Snickers Cup Series event. So anyway, see you guys next time. You've been watching production of the SRA, offline racing at its best.